Hey, technical issue night.
Wow.
Oh, hello.
That was sounded like there was some hippopotamuses having something to eat at the same time.
It did sound like underwater theme tune, but people knew it was the beginning.
Pretty good at that.
Same time next week, Richard.
Yep, I'll have it. I'll have it next time. Oh, what's going on?
Lovely.
He's so good. He ran it twice.
I think Richard's going to do his little bit.
Oh yeah, I am. Hang on though. I've stuck with Manicam all night now. Hello everyone, welcome to the Ideal Home Show, episode number
115.
115, 115 if you're counting in old money. On tonight's show, we have Rick from modmaker.co.uk.
Hey,
James off of iamasquonker.com.
Go to UK.
.co.uk.
Yeah.
And
Just in case
John.
people accidentally go to .com and they're like, well, this isn't the James that I know and love.
That's a different guy.
Yeah.
And John from justadnick.co.uk.
I don't know what
on tonight's show, we will find out lots of brand new stuff about James.
Yeah.
We will all eat trifle live on air. And there'll be a lot of talk about squonking, some guaranteed stuff later on. There is some actual things as well in a minute. We're going to find out what everyone's vaping, how everyone's weeks have been, what they had for lunch, and we're going to have a mod showcase, really special mod showcase this week. We've got a brand new troll of the week sent in from an Omi called John. And all manner of things that there is. It's not often we can say this, but there is tonight all manner of things. Brad's not here. He's on an aeroplane.
Yeah, we just had a chat with him live on the aeroplane. It's crazy. I didn't think they'd let him fly it, but fucking good for them. He seemed like he got the idea.
Yeah.
It looks pretty easy. Up, down, left, right. I mean, it's only one more axis than a car. How difficult can it really be?
Yeah, but he's probably spent many an hour playing on flight simulators and things as well, hasn't he? On the computer.
I heard he was Crash Bandicoot is what he was practicing.
You can do it on there. You can do it. It's a real thing, isn't it? Like those flight simulator games, especially the old ones on the Spectrum, were really realistic. You crashed all the time.
They used to do it on Krypton Factor, didn't they?
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone who knows the wonderful Josh Williams from Jamoosh, who used to run Vape Hype, who's currently training to be a pilot at the moment, if he were on here with a hangout, he'd be playing Flight Simulator, and he'd be like, and he'd kind of go, "Oh, what are you doing?" And he'd say, "Oh, I've got to fly from London to New York on a BA 995, whatever the shit." This was just what he did for just for chilling out. And they'd go, "Oh, cool. How long does that take?" And then he'd look at the top of the screen and go, "Yeah, it's got another 6 hours, 15 minutes." The fuck in real time?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Well, the crazy thing was, John, he played in real time, like you see. He put it on autopilot. He just sit for the whole duration. He took off. He landed. The simulator did everything else.
You should be able to skip the autopilot bit and just get to the landing and
Just fucking loved it.
He chose not to. He had people come around with like little trolleys with nuts and soft drinks and stuff on, and he total immersion, Josh. Total immersion.
It paid off.
It did. Well,
anyway.
Anyway.
So that's the show tonight. It's going to be a lot of all that nonsense. That was just a little taster there.
Yeah. I would not mention why Brad isn't here about his project to try and make giraffes' necks shorter. I want to mention that.
Yeah, go for it. Explain.
That's pretty much it. He's gone back to the motherland, gone back to South Africa on a project.
Crusade.
If you like him and some crazy millionaires have decided that giraffes are just too tall. So
I thought he was just making a delivery of one of his phobic models over there.
He is that type, isn't he? He just, I'm just going to drop it off cheaper, it's cheaper. Blah, blah.
If you've got time on your hands, all you need to do is make trees shorter.
True.
If it becomes slightly inconvenient for giraffes to have long necks, over about 100,000 years,
they might turn into horses.
That's not why they've got long necks, though.
Isn't it?
No.
So they can lick their own ghoulies.
That is number one. And number two is because they actually use it for fighting each other. That's why they've got long necks, not for trees.
I've seen that brutal.
Hang on. Look.
It has to be about the food. That's what animals
Darwinism has made it so that the ones with the longer necks were the better fighters and therefore survive.
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. Yeah, that's the answer.
But that's why their necks have got longer. But the primary advantage is the ability to eat.
No, if you're the only one who's alive, if you're
the rest were starving on the empty branches low down.
And also,
we've done it again.
Long distances. Anyway. There's lions over there. We can see the lions. Let's leg it.
They'd be all right in a flood as well, wouldn't they? I mean, they could be neck deep in water and be fine.
I'm pretty sure we're not supposed to talk about giraffes on this show.
So Noah and his ark, they didn't eat. The giraffes were all right, really, weren't they? There's a bit of a flood, but their heads were still above water. So
the shorter ones had got snorkels as well. Some of them.
Some of them.
And goggles.
Who decides?
I killed a guy.
Mama.
Anyway. Rick.
Me? What do you want?
What are you drinking? What are you vaping? What did you have for lunch and breakfast? Ooh. What would you do if you saw someone being sick on the street at lunchtime?
Oh, okay. What am I drinking? Okay, I'm on the weaker stuff tonight. I'm just on the Brewdog Dead Pony Club, their session, because I've just got a couple of those. I fancied a little drink. I haven't been drinking much lately, and I thought I'll have a little bit. And I've got it in my Spiegelau glass. I love my Spiegelau glass. What did I have for breakfast and lunch? For breakfast, I almost have the same thing every time you ask me this. I had bacon, sausage, and egg for breakfast. And for lunch, I had a wrap. I had a wrap with yesterday's chili, lettuce, cheese, and mayonnaise in it.
Hang on, you have chili on a Thursday?
Yeah, but we had it. I cooked it yesterday. I came home early yesterday and I cooked it. So we had it yesterday instead.
So what do you have for tea?
Tonight, I had some weird thing. You know, who's that chef that cooks loads of vegetables? The Ponzi one who, I can't think of his name, but Annie said, "Oh, I'm cooking you this thing," and it was butternut squash with beans and stuff. It's like a shepherd's pie, but it had chorizo and was made with butternut squash.
Was it? Do you mean Hugh Fernley?
No. He's a bloke from round here. I can't think. He's softly spoken man. He's got his fridge and he likes using leftovers. And
I love the question: which chef cooks with a load of vegetables?
Well, they're secondary to me, to be honest. But it was really nice. It was a cheesy butternutty squash mash with.
Is that no carbs then? Is there no carbs in beans?
There is some carbs in beans. So. Yeah, there is. And I had a wrap at lunchtime as well, so that's gone out the window a bit today. But it was very nice. It was different. Not much meat, which makes a change.
In chat, if you know what chef that is that cooks with vegetables.
Nigel Slater. There we go. Russell Blair's got it.
There you go. Well done,
Nigel
Russ.
Slater. Yeah.
Oh Christ! If you watch on TV after about 5 seconds, you want to kick him in the face.
He goes out in his garden and wonders at the fact he's grown a carrot and pulls a carrot up and he makes a whole meal out of it.
It's the wonder.
Oh, is that him? That's the curly haired dude with the
beard. Yeah.
Oh.
It's when he opens his fridge and he's surprised by his contents.
Yeah, and he got his leftover venison.
He goes like, he goes, just grab some leftover asparagus and like, come and have a look in my fucking fridge. We can do
leftover duck breast.
Cheese, you fucking idiot.
What else is there? What am I vaping on? Yeah, I do want my vaping on. I'm vaping on just 2 mods, but really I only need one because I made a new mod this week. It's not big and it's not clever, and don't do this at home, but I made a 5 battery squonker.
Oh,
there it is.
Yeah,
It's beautiful. I love it.
5 batteries in there, and they're stacked on top of each other. So it's not much bigger than my parallel, to be honest. Let me show you.
Got a few raised eyebrows, didn't it?
I knew it would. I knew it would, because it's not the safest of things.
Can you explain why it's less safe?
Right. The reason it's less safe is if you've got a parallel mod, if you were silly enough to put a battery in series, it would go bang straight away. And it wouldn't just, there isn't a chance it would. It would. So,
is there also that thing about how much charge you're holding in your hand as well? The amount of Mars.
I don't think there's any problem with that if your batteries are in good condition. You know, you look after your batteries, they'll look after you. It's the same as anything. You can pick up a cordless drill, and that's got however many volts, as many volts as that.
But if a coil was touching the side of the barrel on an RDA and it shorted and it had 5 parallel batteries as opposed to 2,
make no difference.
The boom wouldn't be bigger.
They wouldn't. Well, it probably wouldn't actually. Because the batteries would probably discharge. I mean, you're less stressing them a lot less with 5 than you would with 2 or
True.
1. They may even cope with it. You know, who knows? I don't know.
I know what you're saying. Though the biggest problem is if you put that into series, it's basically going to try and put a volt back into the battery from.
Oh yeah, I've done it once, and I'll never do it again. I made the mistake of putting batteries in series in a parallel, and I just had fireworks, you know, and lithium liquid everywhere, and they got so hot they were hot for about an hour. So I'm careful. I won't do that again.
Cool.
So yeah, that's the problem.
Less safety orientated and more sensationalism. Is that the only one in the world, Rick? Is there any other 5 battery mechs out there?
Not that I know of. No,
not squonkers.
Certainly not squonker that I've ever seen. But I just use the parallel all the time. I like my parallel. I've been using it since I printed it last year, and I figured, you know, when I'm holding it, there's a gap in my hand there. I thought, I could just stick another 3 batteries behind there, and it'll be my all-dayer. When I go to Vape Jam or something, I'll only take that mod, and it will last for maybe 2 days, hopefully, with me ripping on it. So, yeah, I like it, but it's not for everybody. It's not. I know it would divide opinion a bit because it isn't very safe. It's not for the usual people. I'm giving the files out to a select few friends who I know aren't going to hurt themselves. That's all though.
So if you put in reverse battery protection in some way,
it'd be bigger.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to really put it. I could make it 4 batteries and do something else down behind the bottom possibly. But no, if this was for sale to the general public, it would have to have all of that. That's why these aren't for sale.
Not working on a chip or whatever that does, a board that does that.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, work with Herbie's all right. They'd be fine with the switch FET. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be fine.
Was he not working in reverse?
You still have the same issue if you put the batteries in the wrong way.
No. Well, I saw something on his Infineon page. He was working on a new. There's
reverse protection on the switch FET.
Well, yeah, there's reverse protection on the switch FET, but there isn't reverse protection on the contacts of your mod. So it makes no difference. It won't protect you from blowing up your batteries if you put the batteries in the wrong way around. So that's why these aren't available, and that's why there aren't many parallels available either. It's the same thing. If you do it on there, that will go bang as well. So yeah, that's just a little personal thing I'm using, and I'm enjoying it.
Very cool. Love it.
It's cool. Yeah, here's a comparison of size. Okay, there's my parallel. It's about the same size that way, and it's just that much bigger. So it's not actually that bad in a hand, you know. I mean, it fits like that. It's all right. It's a lump. It's cool. And in that, what am I vaping in that? Oh, I'm vaping Voodoo Brew in that. And in this, I'm enjoying very much John's Sweet Pea.
It's not mine, but I do sell it from Coil Vapes.
Yes, it's really nice. I thought it was a bit cinnamony when I first mixed it up and tried it. It was like, that cinnamon's strong. It's toned down a lot after a couple of weeks. So, right. What would I do if I saw somebody throwing up in the midday in the street?
Yep.
It would depend on the person. If it
Walk
was
on by.
if it was a drunk, I'd just laugh. if it was a poor mother with a baby in a pushchair, then I would stop and ask if she's all right.
Very cool. Fair enough.
Unless you're a drunk.
A drunk mum.
If she's drunk, mum, I'll just take the child away. Sorry.
That's how we got the other two.
It worked. It's worked twice already. All right. James.
Good evening.
How's your week been? Have you had a good salad this week that you could tell us about? You choose a day, any luncheon. What you're vaping on, and what is your favourite Viz character?
Perfect. Lovely. Thank you, Rick. I have had quite a good week. I've had another kids party this week. My second. Last week I mentioned that I'd had a kids party, and this week I have had a second kids party.
You're already an addict.
I'm going back for more. I'm going back for more. Actually, after this last one, I may never go to another one. It was
banned.
It was a nightmare. It was.
I told you to wear trousers.
This last week we had Magic Mick, the Macam magician. This week was in one of those wacky warehouse jungle gyms, crazy Chris, Charlie Chalk type things, and I got stuck in. I'm not one to just kind of sit on my phone and release the child. I got stuck in, and I went in, and I almost got literally stuck in. It was like this 3 or 4 story play area, like this vinyl and.
Because I don't know, because obviously I'm not allowed in because I don't have a kid. Are they as fun as they were? Did you actually have fun in yourself? Was there a little bit that was like, this is
there was small elements of fun with lots of. I wasn't frightened. You know, it was a bit like potballing in Technicolor plastic, because it's designed for children and I'm an adult.
It was like what?
Potballing.
Oh, pot! I thought you said something like pop porn. I was like, what?
No, it was like potholing in plastic. It was like a Technicolor pothole. Because some of the gaps they're fine for kids, but for an adult, it was just too tight. Like I say, it was a.
I suppose people don't know you're quite a long chap, aren't you? As well?
I'm about 5'11".
For an Omi, that is.
I know what you mean. Like that, there's like the rollers, isn't there? And you have you're like a mangle. You have to get through.
There was swinging like mini boxing
punch bags.
Yeah, mini punch bags. There was a crawly net things, and the worst thing was this slide, which went all the way from the top. Was a corkscrew slide, big plastic corkscrew slide, pitch black. It was absolutely terrifying. And not because it was high, because I'm not afraid of heights. Not because it was dark. It was pitch black. Because when you went down it creaked and moved and groaned. And I say, I'm not frightened of heights, and I'm not frightened.
I thought you'd be more terrified of like killing a kid that was jammed.
What I am concerned about is being on the front page of all the tabloids tomorrow for endangering the lives of many children. So that was me weekend, pretty much.
I know your pain. I used to do that every Sunday after football. When I could barely move.
Did you take the kids, Richard? Or?
Yeah.
Right.
I used to make me feel 100 years old, just like struggling to like get over the boxes and up the steps, and awful.
I didn't realize. I got to the top and I was like, I am perspiring. I am actually
it's
on the moist side here.
My worry with the slides is like skin burn.
Yeah, they're not. It's not like you've got to be fully clothed. You've obviously got to be fully clothed. You need to cover up all elements of skin.
It's very easy. They're very narrow, so it's very easy to catch an elbow on the plastic at fast speed.
I did worry about getting stuck somewhere. A couple of times I was like, "This is pretty tight." There was this kind of wobbly crawl through area which had these extra nubbins on, which kind of made it even smaller. I got halfway around, and then I didn't realize it was an incline. I'm like, I've got to go down that incline now. I'll just turn around, and I went to try and turn myself around from crawling forward to kind of, backing my legs into it, and I was like, oh, I'm not so sure I can get out of this.
Like, I don't know, but did you find any corpses of like fat mums and stuff? I see some big old girls at lunchtime pushing prabs. I just wondered if they're like got jammed in there, and the kids are just wandering around, kind of, Ma, and they're just like
probably clean them out every week. So
just jet wash them out, like build up enough pressure behind them.
So that was the highlight or low light of my week. But apart from that, it was pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, it was all right. I love seeing the young whippersnapper playing. What am I vaping on? I am vaping on. Oh, I've got some new stuff this week. I have got in this hand we have got, and everything just looks cool on the Chris Scott Keo. Got a nipple on there, which I got
Chris Scott McKenzie. Is that
Chris Scott McKenzie? Yes, on the Keo from Mr. McKenzie there, and I've got a nipple on there. I got a pair of nipples yesterday from Frank. Because you can buy them singly, but everyone's just one. So I've got nipple on there. I passed you the one to Jade today, and I've got some photos to support this one. This one came today, and this is, what is this called? This is called the Demon Killer Tiny. Have you seen this sort of waspy?
Oh, I think you. Yeah, I think you spoke about it. Somebody spoke about that before. Any good?
Yeah, I think this is quite possibly the smallest RDA. I mean, it's 14 million diameter. We can say there's absolutely no height on it. There's nothing to it. And I do have some. Am I showing my own pics here? Am I?
No.
I have some pics to support this. Oh no, I don't. I don't have any pics to support it because it's on the Google Watch My Face, and I haven't got them ready. Yeah, never mind.
Have you got them, Rick?
Well, I don't know. I've got. If they're up, if you put them up, I've got them.
They're in 115. They're in the folder. They're not in the half of our folder. They're in the folder. And they're called Demon Killer Tiny 1 and 2.
Okay, bear with me.
No rush.
I'm on it.
No rush. So I've been using that today, and it's quite good. I'll be honest with you, it was fairly cheap. It was around about £7 or £8. Here we go. So this is me pictures to support the Demon Killer Tiny, and it's kind of that smaller kind of. That's what it reminds us of.
There's only one picture in there that called that.
Is there another one there, Rick?
No. Oh, is that it?
No, that's not it.
No.
Doesn't matter. That was the main one, the Beetlejuice one. So I've been using that. It's not bad. It's tiny and it is fairly poorly made, but it's less than a tenner and the flavour is okay. You can't close it right down. With it being a tiny little, I'd like to get a proper mouth to lung style vape on it. You can't really close it down to a mouth to lung style vape, or at least I've not been able to close it all the way right down. So it's a bit of like a restricted lung. The flavour's not bad. I've just got a 2.5 millimeter internal diameter 27 gauge coil in there, and it is not bad. And I am vaping something by Russell in there. I need to have a mixing session. The lime and
lemon and lime.
No, the lime and raspberry twist.
Oh, lime and raspberry twist, like a twister lolly.
Yeah, like a twister lolly, and it's quite nice. And then I've got this. This is another new thing. This is some crazy stuff that Vic sent us, that Richard sent us, and this is the iconic and it's called the Simply Skunk by Vazone, and this is a mech, and it is a 24 milli RDA, and this is nothing like a normally vape, and it is pre-coiled by Richard with some 0.13 joules in there, and it's
Looks a little like the Molly. With those corners cut off.
It's fairly angry. But the flavour isn't bad. I've got to admit that the flavour isn't bad.
Did you have a 2700 battery to hand then?
I didn't. Well, you get the adapter with it, so that was cool. Yeah, I mean that's one of them things where that is almost definitely going to come in handy for other things as well. I didn't have the appropriate battery, but there's a couple of things I really like about the mod. About the mod.
It's a good like work beater squonk, isn't it?
It is, and it's got a lot of mechanism, and the lot of mechanism is quite stiff, and it works a treat. It actually it gives you like it's weird because it gives you like a click as though it's a kind of an old school kind of style switch, but it doesn't fire, and I like that a lot. And it looks pretty cool. I've got the door on from the other one, Rich, which is the Ultimate one. I've got the Ultimate cap on that. And I think that looks all right. I went on the school run today and I took it with us, and I blew some clouds on my way up to pick the little fella up. And
it's not going to win any style awards or anything, but it's a beater, isn't it?
I quite like this. This thing here reminds us of Big Hero 6. and I kind of I'm a sucker for that things. That's what I really appreciate. I'm happy. I really like it. I don't think I would put on a little 14 milli RDA on a mech. But I think for the big cloud blowing fellas, I think it's really, really great.
And the iconic, not bad.
I've not built it because, like I said, it came and he's already built it for us. I haven't got a lot of experience. With this sort of style. I'd take it over the Nudge, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah.
I think it looks better. I mean, the upside down. I mean, I've got a little upside downy face there. It comes with the different drip tips. That's one of the things I do like about when you buy stuff, buy the Chinese stuff. They come with all sorts of goodies. I
think they modelled that face on me when I realised that they cloned my polishing rig.
Yeah, it is by Bandy Vape. Yes, it is by Bandy Vape.
It's before I sent them packing.
I quite like. I misheard you there, James, but I quite like the fact that I misheard you. Did you call them Bandy Vape? Because I quite like that. That sounds like the Spanish are telling them they're bandito, so I quite like Bandy Vape. Oh, that's what I'm going to call them from now on. Bandy Vape.
I didn't, but I shall.
Thieving fuckers.
Well, I quite like it. I might stick with a nice big RDA type thing on there and get something else to replace it since we're boycotting them.
No, we're not. It don't matter.
Nah. Okay, and the last one, because I've got a full mod hand check, and the last one is the usual, which is my Viper. My Viper V2 on the Lucas, and in there I've got something special from Mark Selby. I can't talk about it. I won't talk about it. I am enjoying it tremendously.
You don't see many of those Lucases.
You don't, and especially not in white. If ever a hand check, I get Italians PMing us saying, "Please, let me buy you the Lucas." In that accent, I presume it's in that accent.
Are you sure that's not Mario?
I've got all these coins. You want to? I've got all of these coins. I want to buy for you the Lucas all the time. Regularly, if you hand check, you get a couple of.
Sounded slightly more like Wario than Mario, didn't
it? So that's me hand check. That's me week. Salad wise, I've not had a salad per se, but I do have salad with things. For instance, I had a wrap with salad yesterday, and I had double salad yesterday. I had a wrap with sandwich. I had a wrap and a sandwich, both containing salad. Today for my lunch though, I had a ham sandwich with some homemade coleslaw, which was a red cabbage coleslaw, and it was delicious in a whole little bap bun.
Very nice.
Cake, whatever you call it. And I wrote down the other thing. Oh, right, favourite Viz character. I'm a big fan of Viz. I've been a subscriber for probably 7 or 8 years. So I get them through the post every month, or every 6 weeks, whatever it is. And my favorite, I've got the overall favorite character is probably Terry Fuckwit. I love reading his. Is it him? It is him. It is him. Yeah, he's probably my favorite all-time character because he's been around the go quite a long time. I know people like Old School, Sid, and I also really like the Drunken Bakers.
What about? I haven't read it for 10 or 20 years, but there used to be Big Vern. Do you remember Big Vern?
Big Vern still gets the occasional appearance.
I liked Big Vern. He'd always end up killing somebody. He'd shoot someone always.
Yeah, it is one. This is one from literally from from issue 1 of Viz had Rude Kid in it, and I still quite like Rude Kid. It's a single PN, and his insults, fanny spanners and things like that. You don't see that sort of thing anywhere. I love Viz. It's a local thing. I've got quite a bit of Viz memorabilia. Some of it's behind us. I don't know whether you can see behind us. I've got a card up there from Lee Healy, a Christmas card from Lee Healy. I've got a bit of artwork, got some Ken Taylor artwork there.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I'm a big Viz fan, and I've got stuff. I've got signed posters upstairs. I've got a signed Profanosaurus from Simon. I'm a big fan of Viz, and he. But yeah, Terry F is probably my favourite #1 character.
Cool.
Excellent. That's me done. Okay, let's get over to normally I pick John, so I want to go for Richard.
Oh,
Richard. Good evening.
Hello.
How's your week been? I don't answer that straight away. How's your week been? What are you drinking? What am I drinking? I'm drinking Star of Promen, by the way. No, Star of Promen. You did ask us that. Sorry. How's your week been? What are you drinking? What did you have for your lunch yesterday? Not today, because I feel as though you might be preparing. So you might have went, well, it's the Heidi Long show this evening. Perhaps I'll have something fancy for lunch. So I want to catch you off guard and find out what you had for lunch yesterday.
You can do any day this week. It won't matter.
What are you drinking? What are you drinking? And what is your favourite kind of chocolate?
Oof.
Yeah, narrow it down to one. Your desert island chocolate. Somebody's going to give you a big bag of chocolate to take to your desert island. What you're going to take?
Right. Week's been good, standard, solid. Been getting some early nights this week. It hasn't helped though. Do you find if you get more sleep, you feel more tired?
Just feel like shit. Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah, I don't get that.
About 5 hours is about fine for me. More than that, I'm fucked.
You sort of open the floodgates, don't you? If you manage to relax, you are just fucked and can sleep all day.
Yeah. Because I usually edit the next day's video like 12 till 1 at night. But I've been trying to do it earlier and do everything earlier and be in bed for 11:30. And it's just not helped. I'm feeling rough, really rough. But other than that, it's been good. Good week, a solid week, no issues. What did I have for lunch? After every single day this week, I have had the same lunch. So I did a huge vat of chicken madras on the Sunday night and boxed it up for lunches all this week.
Organised, I like it.
Yeah, a little. You delve into your corner cupboard and you find out how many takeaway boxes you've put in there for future use, like free Tupperware with every order.
Yeah, I like it.
So that's that. Thank you to Matt Fox for saying I look rough.
Yeah, I did see that. I was like, that's me. Rough thing.
He's not wrong. That's been lunch. It's good, but by the fourth, today was the fourth lunch of chicken madras. I had to put a bit of mint yogurt on just to change it up a bit. I was a bit done with it. But that's that. Eat whatever I want tomorrow for
4
lunch.
chicken madrasses. Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah. But it's got to be done. It's good. It's a good thing to do. So that's that. Can I just tell you what I'm drinking? I'm drinking on Disco Forklift Truck Mango Pale Ale.
There's
And
one.
I think I've had that.
Is that a Beavertown?
It's
Yeah,
Drygate. Brewing
Oh,
Company.
really?
It's like a
Did like
Beavertown tin.
I got it from Sainsbury's, and it's gorgeous.
Oh, that's funky.
They're certainly
It's
up to
really
speed now. These supermarkets like Sainsbury's, they do have some good selection.
The only shit one, sorry, is Morrison's. They're kind of obsessed with shit breweries, like
It's all the old ones.
yeah, what's the one down south, Thurston's and things like that. It's just shit.
Marston,
It does annoy me.
Thurston.
It does annoy me. You see in these pubs now, they label things up as IPA because IPA is popular.
Yeah.
But they got mainstream brewers like St Austell down in Cornwall.
Yeah. And it's all you can tell because it's a wanky percentage, like 3.3. Yeah, I know what you're
it's not proper craft beer. It's just labelled IPA because
Badger's piss. No, I'm all right, thanks.
And yeah, so I really like. I'm not so a while since I've been so surprised by a beer. So big props to that. Very nice. I thought it'd be too fruity, and you know when they're too fruity, but it's not. It's not.
Yeah. Well, it's cuts. That one I had the other week was like Clementine one from Adams. Oh no.
Yeah. What was the question?
Your favourite chocolate bar?
Oh yeah. It's a bit camp, which is not like me, but I really like the Galaxy one.
Just regular Galaxy.
Galaxy.
it's got to be. It's
equivalent
got
of
to
Dairy
be
Milk.
Cadbury. It's got to be Cadbury, not Nestle.
No, because Cadbury's now thingy.
It's
Cadbury's
the
craft.
Germans, isn't
It's
it?
like
It's-
wax, doesn't it?
Yeah, but the chocolate on a Galaxy isn't as good as a Cadbury chocolate.
Oh, you see, sometimes you get the feeling because the Galaxy is like,
yeah.
It's just that it's different.
It's like
I just
Crown
think
of
it's,
Pepsi.
I feel like Galaxy has got margarine in it and Cadbury's has got butter in it.
Cadbury's got wax in it now. It tastes like arsehole.
It tastes like, tastes like
It's no good.
the Germans.
I'm a Rick. I still like it. Cadbury's not all.
I love Cadbury's, but I think it's not a treat. That's just
it's a
the
change,
daily
yeah.
grind.
Everyday thing.
Yeah,
Cadbury's,
Yeah. I mean, I still like Swiss chocolate, but
yeah.
Don't
Like
think a day goes
Ripple.
by where I have a bit of Freddo.
Ripple every so often, you know, you
Oh, I do like a Freddo. I like a little Freddo.
not
Freddo,
10p
mate.
anymore, are they?
Used to be
Bullshit.
10 pence in Albany.
Fudges should be whatever I see. Whenever somebody says, "Do you remember when Freddos were 10p?" I always think fudge bars should have been free. They should have just thrown them at you in the sweet shop. No one fucking liked fudge bars. I never met one.
Finger of
person.
fudge. The little finger of fudges. I quite liked it.
Oh,
Yeah.
fucking
it's
horrible.
just enough to give the kids a treat, man.
Yeah.
That's why Jimmy Savile had a pocket.
It's like the
store.
Milky Way should have been free because there was nothing in it. It was
That
just
is
there.
tough. Yeah, sorry, you've done it again. Sorry, Richard.
How much would you pay for a Kinder Egg that didn't have a toy in and was solid
loads.
chocolate?
Yeah,
Loads.
Oh, but would it be the white chocolate all the way through to the middle? Because that's on the inside. I don't want the white chocolate all the way through to the middle.
No. The
No, it can't be white.
chocolate.
It'd have to be half and half.
What's that? There's a great Jack D joke that I remember back in the day, and it still stands, and I still ask people this. Right, Kinder Surprise is 3 surprises in one. What's the third surprise? The first surprise is that the inside of it's white, right? The second surprise is that there's a toy. The third surprise can't be that the outside of it's brown, because it has to be. Because otherwise the inside of it being white wouldn't be a fucking surprise.
The third
Could it be
surprise
the third
is,
surprise is you don't know what toy it's going to be?
No, it's still the toy. See, Jack
it's
D
not a
always
surprise that there's a toy inside. Is the surprise is what toy it is.
Yes.
A kid
Okay,
doesn't
so
go, what the fuck is this?
Okay, so that's fine. So you're still on 2 then. 'Cause
I think
in
the third surprise is that the kid prefers the little orange egg inside the
Yeah.
egg as a
Jack
toy
did-
than
Jack did
whatever
always-
can possibly be inside.
Or the
Jack D
third
always thought-
surprise was how expensive it is.
I think the third surprise is that you still can't buy them in America because Americans aren't allowed to have toys inside of chocolate in case Americans eat the toys accidentally.
As a swallow, they would though. They would eat one of those in one, wouldn't they? I mean,
in their president, they could happen. Just what happened? Don't eat the yellow thing.
Well, they're very small in American standards. They'd just take the wrapping off and in one it, wouldn't they?
I've got to get I have to finish the Jack D thought that the third surprise should be a cigarette, because once you've had a bit that much chocolate and a toy, the kid needs to kind of just chill out for a minute.
I'll tell you what I'm vaping on if you want.
Go for it.
Go on then.
Right, I'm vaping on this. This is the Asmodus Spruzer.
Ooh, the little skunky.
Talked about this before with the squonk leather.
Oh yeah,
but on top, I have the new single coil Nudge 22 RDA.
Oh, now you're talking, Rich. Now you're talking.
It's quite good.
From friend of the show, Matt Cully.
Is this what has he got his name on this now?
Yeah.
Is this another one of Matt's? Is it?
The 22 one, the single coil one, is everything the 24 one wasn't. It's a single coil, piece of cake to build, lovely restricted airflow. There's a little nod to the Hadley in it and to the Nada, and nice and restricted. The cotton does the work, closes that chamber up. Fantastic, much better. That's a bit scathing of the 24 in my review. This one much better. Comes with two caps, a restricted cap and a less restricted cap. It's much better, much better. So pleased with that. I've also got I've dug some stuff out and rebuilt some stuff tonight. So the good old Hexome.
Still cracking.
When's someone going to put an OKL or a Raptor in a Squonker? Because this is just I just love the vape on these.
Well, look, funny you should say that, but for the raffle that John's going to do, it's not an OKL or a Raptor, but it is a PWM that's adjustable, and this is going to be one of the prizes.
Who's doing that?
It's a PWM Squonker.
This is ideal to look, Rick. I'm going to put it all up with the pictures I've got tomorrow. I've actually got a Hexome as well for the raffle that's going in.
Cool.
So what Richard just said is one of the best, like little mods for drippers is going on. And
who makes that then?
This is made by True Mods, Tony. And he gave this to me to do something with on the show, and it's lovely. It's really nice. It's tidy inside. You could take a bigger bottle if you wanted, and it's got on top.
Nice.
Pop there.
It's got the clock on the top, so you'd have a vape and go. What time is it?
Yeah. So that'll be a prize.
And the velocity is now on the Scott Bonner Turnwood FX mod. So I've got a cheater on here now. That's on the Hexum, and that's with Hachu from Vulcan Bros. And then I've got, what was this called? This Capo 100 watt from iJoy with the Ray from Coilmaster and Monkages in there. And last but not least, I have the Bonza RDA from a friend of the show, Vaping Bogan.
Hey! Love it.
Bonza on the E-Leaf. And in there, I've got Cassandra. Can only be
Rodney.
Reserve.
Which one?
Reserve in there.
A hint of chocolate, yes.
Yes, Reserve from justadnic.co.uk in there. And underrated this mod. If you just need battery life, you just need regulated battery life. 3 batteries in here. Board. It's just a good little beater. And E-Leaf stuff does last, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
And I love the Bonza. The Bonza is a second to the Goon only as a cloud chasing RDA. So
it still doesn't quite pip the Goon then, no?
No, just I think the difference.
I haven't tried one.
For me, the only difference is because the Dex is good, the airflows is good. The only difference, I think, is who makes it, and I think 528 make better stuff than them. So yeah, I think the build quality is the only difference. They both vape brilliantly at high wattage, and they both have great decks, both have great airflow, and I love the RDA. Bonza RDA, budget cloud chasing RDA, excellent. That's me.
Yay.
John, got any news?
Yes.
Do it.
No, it's not news. I haven't even done a fucking handshake, mate.
Oh, have you not? Oh, all right. Then I'll ask you a question as well. How's your week been? Oh my god, 47 minutes. How's your week been? What do you have for lunch? How do you feel about sandals? What do you have for lunch? How's your week been? What are you vaping?
Cool. Well, week's been good. Knackering. Still the delightful Laura has been with the company now for 9 days, 8 days, 9 days, 9 days, 8 days, 9 days. Yeah. So it's still going through all the orders and stuff with Laura every day. So every day is kind of a bit knackering, but it's good. What did I have for lunch? Oh, fucking hell, I can't remember. Oh, I can remember. It was horrible. I had a steak pie from Tesco's. It was really nasty. And an orange and a banana. Kind of up in my. I always have orange every day, but now I've added a banana.
So you had the pie cold.
I had the pie cold. I like a cold pie. Don't mind. Yeah.
I like a cold pie.
Big fan.
Do you like a pie in a can?
Never had a pie. Oh, a Fray Bentos.
Yeah.
No, you can't eat them cold. You have to put them in the oven.
Yeah, but do you like them after they've been in the oven?
I don't. See, when I was young and poor, I used to eat Fray Bentos pie, and then I realised they were rank, so I don't eat them anymore.
My dad eats them, and he's old and minted, and it really upsets me.
My mum used to remember goblin pies. Fucking hell, that's going back. Horrible little looks like.
Didn't they come in cardboard?
Yeah. No, it's like a kind of tin, like a dome tin. And it's like gruel,
good, is it? It's not good.
Yeah,
goblin pudding.
I suppose in a Holocaust.
I think it's a pudding. I think they busted by James.
You boil them, you steam them, whatever, steam them, boil them.
Yeah.
That's
you just punch holes in the can.
That's it. Yeah.
Put it in boiling water.
Fucking horrible. Rank. I'll go with what my vaping on. You know, I put this in my stupid thing. I've got to do it really, really fast because somebody reminded me. I was talking to my lovely Mrs. John earlier, and I was going through pictures on my phone. I happened to go past our honeymoon, and this is really sad. But past John made present John laugh, which I don't know how creative that is. We went on, so for my honeymoon, nearly 3 years ago, we went to New York and then we went to St. Lucia. And in the hotel we were at in St. Lucia, because we got like a honeymoon thing, there was a honeymooners massage you could have that was like free with the thing. And you got given a questionnaire before you had the massage. And it said things like, how hard, what kind of pressure do you want? And I noted that I ticked medium. And it said, what kind of massage do you want? And there was like it was like descriptions of each massage. So I ticked one of those. And it said, what are your goals? What goals do you wish to achieve from this massage?
I know what. Happy ending.
This is why past John was hilarious. I literally read this today and laughed at something I wrote nearly 3 years ago. It said, 1, because there was 1 and 2, which you don't understand. So for 1 was world peace, and the second one was the Holy Grail. Don't know why, but it really made me laugh. Obviously, they gave it to me. I filled it in, took a picture, and gave it in before my wife could stop me doing it. I thought that's quite fun. Next week, I'll tell you the mistake I made during the massage. Oh, cliffhanger. Right.
I bet you'll take that when you're tempting.
I did make a mistake during a massage. First up, I can't remember what it's called. I got that mod. The one.
Hang on, how do you feel about sandals?
Oh, I haven't. That's the last thing. I was going to do that last.
We do what we're vaping last.
Oh, do we? Okay. I fucking hate sandals. I never wear sandals. Never wear flip flops.
There's no kind that you.
No, fuck them. Hate them. Fucking hate them.
Oh man, I would wear flip flops all the time. I would.
My wife's the same. I fucking hate them. I've never worn. I don't own a pair.
As soon as there's a bit of warmth, the socks are gone until winter.
No, I have a sack. I don't know. I've never got really shitty. I have this Oh, fucking hell. Like I haven't got enough mental problems. I have an issue. I have an issue with rhythmical sounds. If somebody's making a rhythmical sound near me, I get really, really, it builds up, and I don't say anything. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, I'll just go, shut the fuck up! Like in the middle of nothing.
You shout at horses.
Yeah, they're good. No, horses are fine. It's stuff like people who found out that the end of a Bic pen whistles, you know, the tip, we blow it. That will do it. Somebody keeps clicking their fingers, tapping their foot. That'll do it. That kind of thing. Yeah. That whistling. People who whistle for any reason. Yeah, I just get really built up, and then I go mad. It looks totally crazy. If you're in a restaurant and the table next to me, the person chews really loudly, the meal's done. I can't concentrate.
Yeah, but a good pair of sandals don't make any noise.
No, they do. I know. A flip-flop makes that flat noise against your foot, and that's enough to make more.
It's a flop noise, John. It's a flop noise. The
flip and a flop. Flip-flop.
It can squelch. It can squeak if you've been in the water and got wet feet as well, but they can squeak a little bit, can't they?
No, I don't wear flops. Like somebody's just put Crocs. Never in a million years. Fucking
But you wouldn't wear a nice pair of Birkenstocks or something nice.
No, I never ever wear sandals anywhere. If you're on holiday, like on the beach or like by the pool, I just wear, nothing. It's fine. Just not. I just never
slippers.
Wear slippers. No, I don't own any either. Yeah, driving crazy. There you go. Somebody's actually, I can't remember what it's called, but somebody's put it on here. It's called misophonia, which is if you get driven crazy by rhythmical sounds, and it's outbursts. Yeah,
so it's almost Tourette's as well, then. Is it uncontrollable outbursts?
Well, it's like an internal conversation where you get really, really angry for no reason, and
is it
sometimes
0 to 10? What is it like? Rage? Is it like 8, 9, 10? Is it?
No. If I very rarely go 10, so it's probably like it's like a 6 or a 7. Or something. Okay.
I won't wear flip flops to.
No, I wouldn't do it. I do
not. Vape fest.
Yeah, something like people who I can't got one. I forget a can. This. So somebody's got an empty can of beer. Instead of just chucking it away, they'll get a bit of it and they'll kind of
keep clicking it.
Do that. That would be enough. If someone's near me doing that, I'd take it off them and squash it. People who eat. In my old office, not in my previous job, the one before that, if a colleague came in, it was my office, and if a colleague came in eating crisps, I didn't warn them that they were eating. I don't really like crisps anyway, but you can't eat them quietly. They'd go to the toilet, and then I'd powder the crisps in my fist, and then when they came back, they'd pick up their lovely bag of McCoys, see that, and then they'd pick up powder. And then I'd explain what happened, which was I just couldn't stand it. Oh, I threw a radio on the floor once because it wasn't tuned in properly, and the guy went to the toilet, so I smashed it on the floor.
Oh, what about someone eating an apple?
No, yeah, that'd do it. Yeah. There's lots of things. Anyway, it's just me getting really, really ragey. Trevor Larkin says I have exactly the same thing. It is quite normal. There's quite a lot of people with it. But it is really, really normal. Anyway, sorry, what am I vaping?
I think what you've got there, John, is just being annoyed by annoying people.
Yeah. Everyone gets annoyed by annoying people, don't they?
Yeah.
It's noises. It's more. I'm the most annoying fucking person.
I get annoyed by annoying noises.
That's it. Annoying noises. It's the same thing.
What are you vaping on, John?
Right. This mod, the squeezy one. And
so Wismec something.
A Wismec wouldn't think of Bob. They should write it on there so I can fucking tell you what it is.
Is it on the base now?
I think so. It says it's a Rulo RX75.
There you go.
That's what it is. There you go. That's what it is. Now we all know. Squeezy one.
Review tip there.
Is something from Richard, which is the Hasta Mouth-to-Lung RTA. Who's that by?
The Hasta is by Org Vape. It's the Hasta Mouth-to-Lung RTA.
Just put that on. I literally put the cotton in and filled it up while we were doing the pre-show. So any real description I've got. Wait, I've just turned it off. The vape actually is quite nice. It's quite quiet. I quite like that. The only thing I've noticed already It has an airflow ring. This is just for comedy purposes. So there's one side open, like that. There's the other side open. Completely pointless. Doesn't do anything.
Yes, it comes now. As soon as I find the tube, I will post down the additional parts.
Right.
What they've got going on is a bung in the airflow. So I think that's the tightest bung in the airflow. And when you take a coil out, you can put your own choice of bung in.
I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense still because it doesn't do shit.
I love a tight bung in the air hole.
Yeah,
tight bung. The drip tip that was.
It's monstrous, isn't it?
It's ridiculous. I think I can't get any light through it. There is. I'll try and get a screwdriver. You can't even fit. You can't even get a screwdriver in it. That's how big that is, and it'll only go there. It is, and all it does, because it's quite a hot vape because it's very narrow. All that does is create like a laser fucking burn in the middle of your mouth, which is really weird. Like that.
Yeah, it's a shocking tip, and it's got like it's on a pedestal as well, isn't it? The drip tip.
Yeah, it is, and it's got that very weird opening, but it's not bad though. I mean, I don't hate it. It looks all right. It's sort of funky-esque. Don't mind it. Next up, it's getting towards the end of its coils, but I still have the Zenith. Is it Wismec? No, it's Inakin. I kind of trashed this earlier in the week.
Inakin.
Don't last. They still don't last. This one's been in there 2 days. So I expect to get another day out of it, maybe if I'm lucky. It's had 2 mil through it so far, so
another mil to go.
The best it's got is another 8, if I'm really lucky. And that has got in here. All right. This is Taboo by Vapes BRVND. Yeah, this is the 50 milligram Nic salt that I've got in there. And it's the other thing that pissed me off is this is quite high. This is high VG, so it's like 50-50 because I thought I'll really give this coil a chance. Still fucking failed. There are way better out there than this. Somebody commented on a thread. I said that I'd used up 5 coils. I'm on my 5th coil. No, not one of them has lasted more than 10 mils. And somebody said, this is my favorite coil. It's nearly as good as the Nautilus 1.6. That is a coil that was made 4 years ago. Who gives a shit? Seriously, fuck it. It's pointless.
They weren't comparing apples with apples either, because you're on the 0.8 head, the 0.7 head.
Yeah.
They're on the 1.5
yeah,
head.
1.5. I totally. But how can Aspire can make a 0.7 that lasts?
Yeah.
And they can't. That's shit. You need to up your game. That's crap. Talking about shit.
That's their biggest problem, in my opinion.
Coils.
Coil heads in general, yeah.
Yeah, I just think, just up your game. I need to fill this up quickly, and I'll tell you exactly what it is. At the moment, I'm vaping on. I'm going to say this because I've had this before, and it's been on the show before, so I'm going to say it again. Not the box. The box has, but I've got a billet box with an extra set inside, and in that. I picked this up yesterday and I said, this is like meeting an old friend in a pub who buys the first round. It is. It's such a fucking brilliant little box still. Just absolutely awesome. And in that, I have Strawberry Fields. I'm pretty sure he named it after me, so I'm all right. I don't care. I'm going to say it. And it's Dr. Martin by Strawberry Fields. It's really quite a hard label to check, but Dr. Martin by Strawberry Fields. I had this before. I had this last.
There was a TV show, Dr. Martin, wasn't there?
There was, but he named it after me. This is from Mr. Saint of Sawyers, Simon of Sawyers, who we all love. And it tastes
definitely. It is definitely named after you, John. It is definitely named after you. Because
there's a bit of me that I got worried earlier. I was like,
yeah, no. It's not Raspberry Mint, but you were a big Raspberry Mint fan for quite a while, weren't you?
I am still, but do you know it tastes exactly to me, and everybody I've got to smell it because when you vape 12 milligram, people are loath to actually take a hit. But everyone who's got to smell it says the same. It smells and tastes exactly like the white candy sticks that we used to pretend to smoke when we were kids.
Oh yeah,
that is exactly what it tastes like, and it's It's fantastic. Really, really like it. I'll do the last one. Last, but by no means least, is an abstract squonker. Switch face squonker with carrot cake by a pistol in it. That is the handshake, because I don't like the sound of. Do that again. See? I'm going to roll straight into the news. Fuck, I actually wrote some stuff today. Bollocks. Right. Have you got the pictures, Rick?
Yep. I'll bring them up.
First, this is Cancer Research Manchester. They've released Cancer Research released a campaign in Manchester, and this is really fucking good news because, you know, if you want to have a go at the government, this is the way to do it. Can you make it slightly larger? Sorry, Rick. I might need my glasses. Oh, perfect. So, Cancer Research UK, e-cigarette campaign, Greater Manchester. Cancer Research UK will launch a pilot campaign across Greater Manchester in January 2018, aiming at raising awareness of the safety of e-cigarettes compared to smoking tobacco. And then it kind of goes into what are they, and who's the campaign now. And I'm just going to say why. I'm going to read the why you're running, and you can forget the second slide. But why are you running this campaign? The evidence so far shows that e-cigarettes are less harmful, than smoking tobacco. E-cigarettes are the most commonly used quitting tool in the UK. Fucking hell! Oh, that's such a massive statement to make. It really, really is. When you consider, when I started vaping, we weren't even a dot against companies and brands like Nicorette. Now we're a force to be reckoned with, which was the point.
Look at this dot here, though. I mean, we know that they are saying it, but only 13% of adults believe it.
Yeah, and it's got worse. If you actually look at the statistics, 30% of smokers who have never tried e-cigarettes wrongly believe that they are more or equally as harmful as smoking, compared to 25% in 2016. So rather than reducing, it's gone up, and this is from shitty media. And as Trump would call it, fake news. Yeah, that's really what I was going to say, but that's a massive step forward when Cancer Research are on your side. I think
it's the thing about the most common way of quitting cigarettes thing, the stats are insane. In the last 14 months, it's something like 1 million smokers have converted using vaping, and 2,000 have used traditional methods. That's not even, you can't even percentage-wise that.
When we were talking, I remember when we first started doing the show, and you looked at the stats for if you wanted to give up. So you'd already committed, you already decided, I want to give up, and you used the traditional either Nicorette patches, Nicorette inhaler. Any of the NHS Stop Smoking at the time were using, you had a 1 in 20 chance of becoming a non-smoker if you wanted to quit. Not if you were a smoker, but, and weren't bothered. If you wanted to quit, you only had a 5% chance of actually working. That's fucking astounding. And
the stats can be skewed as well. Like when I quit, I told my dentist, who always used to ask for some reason. And I told him I quit using e-cigs, and I saw him type in nicotine replacement therapy. Yeah. And I was like, to cross that out, I was like, make sure it says e-cig, because I didn't want it to go down in the stats. And
it's funny how, yeah, exactly. But because there was a thing the other day, and there was a discussion on iOS about how did you tell your doctor you stopped smoking? And it's the difference between, because a lot of people are afraid to speak up when you're in the doctors if you're having something else. But I got so bored. I smoked for 20 years. So every time you went in with anything, the first thing they'd ever do, you could go in with the one leg blown off, and they'd go, still a smoker? And you go, yeah, well, it's fuck all to do with a leg blade blown off, you silly old bastard. But I was really vehement to say, I don't smoke anymore. And I wasn't going down as a smoker. I don't smoke anymore. Never got into the discussion of how, what, why. Just I don't smoke anymore. Yeah. Next thing I got up was something. It was actually a turn of phrase that I saw on Reddit a couple of days ago. I just really liked it. A lot of people talk about how much money they've saved from vaping. We all know that we're terrible twats and we buy shiny stuff and we like things and we want that bit and that bit. And I don't think that's the important thing. The turn of phrase was this. It wasn't, they put not money, not them, they didn't write the money they'd saved. They put down the figure they hadn't spent on tobacco. And I think that's really important as a turn of phrase. Fuck saying I've saved £10,000 because you fucking haven't, because buy e-liquid or a new Atomizer comes out, a new mod comes out. But let's call it money I didn't spend on tobacco instead. Because it's that's a more realistic figure to me.
Definitely is.
I'd like that.
I'd be about £7,000.
Yeah, but, well, you haven't got it. Exactly. That's the whole point. It's money you didn't give to big tobacco, which is still a fucking win. I've certainly been able to afford to go on way more holidays than I did.
Unless you spent it all on dinner ladies' juice.
and they spent the money you gave them on cigarettes.
They spent the money. They spent the money on appealing themselves to being bought out by big tobacco.
This is the little one. Just to say, if you see Gary Dibley around, just give him a bit of a man hug. He's having a bit of a shitty January so far. I'm not going to go into details, but he's having a little bit of family bits and bobs, and he's not feeling very well either. So get well soon, Gary, and to Mrs. Gary, and to the whole family, all the Dibleys.
We love Gary. We love Gary.
Love Gary.
Absolutely wicked. I'm going to post that thing. I added this last minute. Matt Fox, who watches the show and isn't Omi. I'm just trying to fiddle with this so I can do this at the same time. His little
Matt Fox in an American accent, you just hear Matt Fox.
Is he any relation of Denise Fox on EastEnders?
No, I think it's Samantha Fox.
Oh, Samantha Fox.
Grandson.
Or G Foxes. Yeah.
I've just posted it. I've just posted it on iOS, actually. I'll quickly explain this. A few years back, Matt asked me to do a fundraiser. No, he asked me to run whether I could do a raffle for his daughter, May, who needed some specialist physiotherapy and in Scotland. And we did that. And I did have that specialist. Shit, and the link didn't work. It's fucked. Shit, I'll sort that out soon. She did have that specialist physiotherapy, but she's currently up for a Pride of the Isle award, the Isle of Wight, as far as I know. And you can go and vote for it. I'll sort out the link in a second, Matt.
What's she done?
She's done nothing but be May. She was born with somebody's going to sort it out. I'm going to go terrible palsy, I think. And I've got Matt's in chat. He can fix it. He can type really, really fast. She's just got a fantastic attitude. She's only a little, and lots of people have followed her story through Matt, through everything she's kind of gone through, and. You can vote for her for £1, and the £1 goes to charity, and she can be Pride of the Isle. And
that's cool. That's really cool.
Really little girl. Not the Isle of Wight, who's just said, but it is awesome. And he spelled Isle of Wight wrong. Fuck you. One.
So, is there a link in the group?
Yeah, well, I'm trying to fix it. I've just put a chat. I've just put a thing up, and I've just put a post up. But I will fix the link in a second. I promise, Matt. As soon as I'm not doing the news, Just and Nick are launching a new flavour this week. Hold on, Matt's going to do it. Okay, sorry, he's just put in chat. Can he share the link? And I put yes. Sorry. Just and Nick are launching a new flavour this week, and I've been teasing it for a week, but I'm going to give the exclusive to the owners.
Yay!
We're launching Dem 2. So we've got this one, that one, and Dem 2. And what Dem 2 is a new liquid by Coil Vapes, which is a tobacco, that one, a custard, this one, and it's got a mint in it as well. So it is called Dem 2. It's currently winging its way over from New Orleans. I hope it's either going to land on Friday, it's either going to land tomorrow or Monday, and we'll launch it immediately. There's going to be 200 concentrates and 100 kits to go straight away. We'll also obviously be at the same time in the same package is a restock of this one, which I know people are clambering for. And I'll post on just that Nick page in a second as well. It's got a message to me. Last thing that I just thought of actually, anyone who's a vapor from back in the day, Glenn, Glenn, who is a reviewer on YouTube, who a lot of people, he's up from James's way, but I don't know if he's your side of the river or the t'other. James, do you know Romestino or Glenn, who used to do reviews and reviews?
I only ever watch 3 people's reviews. I'm afraid he is not one of them.
Well, anyway, hasn't posted a review for ages and ages and ages, but he's posted a review today, and it's for the collaboration between Martin Bush and somebody. Give me a fucking hand up with this because my brain's gone.
Oh, I saw Paul Jones had posted the posted a link on a Safe of Vapors, yeah.
Posted it. Go on, have a watch. He's reviewed the flavors that we reviewed on the show when we had Martin, and I got someone give me the Paul. And put Martin and Paul on the show, and he's reviewed those 2 flavors. So go back. He was massive. It used to be like Bomber, the Toddster, Robustino, and we all used to watch him because no one fucking vaped. So we all watched him. But he's a great guy, Glenn, and does some wicked reviews. So go on and watch. Richard, that was a lot of news. What's in the news?
Okay. Let me pull up my news very quickly, just to say I have currently on my YouTube channel, Vaping V1CK, I have a charity raffle. I started it today. So if you want to win loads of goodies, pop along there and have a go on that. It's for a very good cause, Macmillan Cancer Support. So yeah, go and have a look at that if you want to. Yeah, doing a charity raffle, so check that out if you get a chance. Next thing, we talked about it on the show previously. Pictures are officially out now, and they're available now as well. The LP, the Goon LP posts. These are those. So if you liked the idea of a low profile Goon, didn't like the post configuration on the original LP, these are the posts you can get now.
Where are these available, Richard? Custom Vapes or?
I think they're going to be. I think they're going to be at Custom Vapes. They're out in America, so we're waiting to see who gets them in the UK.
Yeah, I need some of these. I've still got an LP, and it needs them. It
needs them, yeah. So they look good. They look exactly.
The LP was a great looking mod, Atty. It just didn't work how I liked it to work.
Yeah, I think that fixes it, and I love that they've done that. I love that they've taken a step back.
It's good. It's good to see.
So that's what they look like. Very quickly, I wanted to talk about mesh coils. I have turned down this week 6 items for review because they all featured mesh coils. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I think
is it just trying to be different, trying to innovate without actually improving anything?
I feel like I think Vandivape did it, and so everyone just went. The rest of China just went. We need to do this now. That's what innovation is. If you ever get a dry hit from a mesh coil, it is horrific. And flavor's not there. It's got weird sort of ohms readings. You have to put loads in. You have to do a big loop, loads of cotton to get a thing. Some of the ones that have been offered this week, sub-tank ones as well, they're just not going to wick well. It's just not going to taste good because you've got the coil on the outside. The coil's on the outside. You know, it's just the wrong way around. And I'm just not interested in mesh coils, and I just feel like it's a fad. And I'm hoping that more reviewers turn it down and they get the idea. Yeah, that's just sort of.
Yeah, it doesn't like my boat at all. But
yeah, I just yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, mesh is a wicked material. It isn't a coil. It's I don't get it. I don't get that the big loop of mesh and then piling 200 watts into it to get it's
and the amount of juice you have to put into the cotton that isn't even going to get anywhere near the coil.
Yeah, I mean, I understand if you put electricity into many things that will heat up, but it doesn't mean to say you should do that. Don't stop doing that.
It can be a fantastic wicking material, but
what are we talking about? Sorry, I kind of
mesh coils.
Mesh, brilliant.
I've been offered 5 or 6 items this week that feature mesh coils, and I've turned them all down. Because I think it's mesh wick, fine. Mesh coils, no.
Oh, mesh coils. Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay, fine.
And what puts me off is seeing that big lump of mesh going over like that and knowing how much cotton you've got to jam in there, how much juice it's going to have to take. And half of that juice is going to just sit in the inside of it and not get anywhere near the hot metal.
The 2 that I've tried, they both had the same thing, where you can get loads of clouds, they get hot, but there's no flavour. And if you get a dry hit, you're in big trouble. So I'm hoping that's just a fad that doesn't take off.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to. If it was going to, it would have done early last year. It's not. No, it's dead.
And very lastly, there should be a picture of this as well, Rick. I think the Lassimo F4.
I quite like the look of this.
Yeah, it's a huge, 300+ watt jobby. Centered 510. You can get a 40 ml tank on here, and this is one of these questions that you get asked on the YouTubes. What on earth can I put on these ridiculous RDAs and tanks that you get now? What on earth?
There's plenty of 30 ml ones out there, isn't there? The Mason, Buddha.
Yeah, but there's not that many mods that can.
Oh right, okay. Yeah.
And I haven't got this, and I've got a sketchy past with Lassimo, but I think this looks quite cool. Actually,
I like it. It looks almost like the SX550J Yeehee board, but it's not. I know it's not.
Have gone for that sort of screen and navigation now.
Yeah, it looks nice. It looks well designed. Actually, I quite like it.
I think it looks quite cool.
Is that got a built-in lipo or something, or is it actually got room to put in round cells in there?
Yeah, you've got your round cells in there.
Oh, brilliant! Even better. Yeah.
That's a full-size dinner table in the background, if you're wondering.
This is the coffee maker. What's going on here?
360 watts.
Clouds, bro, clouds.
Wow, when you first, I was like, that's a cool looking dinky mod. But now that you've explained it, it's like, oh, that is an enormous mod.
Yeah, it's enormous.
4 batteries, is it?
41mm in every direction. Yeah, I think it's 4 batteries.
4 batteries and that little bit at the front there to take the
that's
board.
right.
Well, I'd stick and that doesn't squawk. Wow,
a K-phone would last a week on there.
There's still caning the batteries though, unless it's got some special tech going on in it. 90 watts of battery.
Yeah. No, the 360 is ridiculous, but no one's there, are they? No one does that. Everyone's about 80 watts tops.
Yeah.
Nice styling though. I quite like the styling.
It's one of the better looking ones I've seen of the bigger, because these big ones, they're just big, and that's their selling point. That one actually looks like they've tried.
I think it's quite nice looking actually.
Yeah, it caught my eye. It's quite nice. Caught my eye a bit. Kind of like what an RX, if they did an RX one, an RX4 battery. So that's that. James, you got any things that remind us of vaping that are not quite vaping?
I've got a tiny bit of news. Not a lot of news. I've got some try of bars. I've got some Ranu. I've got some of them. I have got a little bit of an update on the strike. The strike was released by, this is the Hellfire strike. First one went live on the Hellfire group this evening. I went like that. But there is going to be, and I don't know.
Did you back one?
Not myself. I've been prepping for the show. You know this. You know it takes a lot of work. Get these tray of bars and that.
Preparation is key.
It is, yeah. And poor performance means piss poor. I can't remember what that is. So the strike was up tonight on the Hellfire group. They reckon there might be another list up before the weekend. Now it's Thursday. That means tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure. I can't guarantee it. However, there is going to be 20 available on UPS. If anyone's on UK Squonkers, it's going to be listed up there. If there's more than 20 are after them, then that will be randomised, and that might be up now. That might not be up now. But that's the update on the Hellfire strike. I know I mentioned cheeky vapes last week. The B2K came in this week, and they're still available as far as I'm aware. The latest version, the Trap Caviar or whatever version, is still available on cheeky. And yes, try of Bavavar time.
Let's share some, should I?
Yes, let's have some. Have we got any music? Could you?
No, we got no music. Couldn't get it to work, could I?
Oh right, okay. Well, I'll do the manual version. Yay! Hi, we've got some. Oh, here we go. Here's some Triumph Guitar bars. Let's just.
This was like a Triumph Guitar bar mystery. I quite liked it.
Yeah, this is something some dude found in a shed or something like that.
Well, this is the coil you'd need in that Vassimo mod that Richard just shown, or whatever it's called.
This is what's this? This is 3 AWG. This is massive.
3 gauge.
Yes, 3 gauge coil in there.
I like the old school potentiometer on the side. It tells you, look, 60 watts. It's on at the moment. You turn it up to 80. You might even go to 100.
What is that really for?
I'm glad that actually what is it? Do we know?
That was that for a greenhouse.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
That was what it was. Thermostat for a greenhouse.
Things that remind you of tomatoes, but tomatoes are
that's what I was saying. We're going to watch chat at the same time. But if I remember correctly, because I was watching it thinking, what the fuck is that? So we'll find out. But I'm pretty sure, yeah, thermostat for a greenhouse.
Bro.
Very good. I like that one.
Excellent. Next one.
Oh yeah, here we go.
It's a Vamo V1.
That is wicked. It's a Vamo. Love it.
This is the king of Vamos. This was the prototype Vamo, I believe.
What batteries does that take?
That takes 4,700 by 4,000
change.
4,700.
It's about 2 foot across there, isn't it? That's about 600. 18.6.
And
that's what's powering a Prius.
Many numbers, and the screen. I know the more recent Vamos had an OLED screen. That one just had a plasma, a big old 42-inch plasma in there.
And the weird thing about that Vamo is you could still only fit a 20mm ATI on.
Yeah.
It went narrow at the top, didn't it?
And there was a big gap. Always big gaps for Vamos.
Yeah,
I've got to tell you this quickly. Just an update. Andy Fairchild says it's a gas pressure thermostat.
Okay,
that would have been my next guess. That would have been my next.
We knew that anyway. We just,
of course, we did.
Yeah, that's a good one. The Vamo's great. Oh,
next one. Oh, I wish I had a name for whoever put this one. This is someone. This is really a fancy.
Fancy alien Clapton.
Is it real?
Skyline build.
Yeah,
is it a real picture of a real building?
It's hard to tell, isn't it? Because I presume it's in somewhere like Dubai.
Yeah, it's got to be Dubai, isn't it?
Looks a bit Photoshop.
The fun, which I'll be honest with you, I've not been to Dubai, and I'm not really entirely sure whether it exists.
I'd never go to Dubai because it's a shithole. But It looks like a fake. It does look like an artist impression. I will say that's what
it does. It does. I mean, people see it. The thing is, if it was an artist impression, I would have better looking clouds than that. If I'm honest with you, I'd have fluffier clouds than that. I mean, people see it in Dubai. There's 7-star hotels. We all know that the star rating stops at 5. So I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure it even exists. I think it's probably.
Dubai.
It's like there's Narnia, Dubai.
It didn't exist, did it? Dubai, really? They dragged
week.
the sand out of the sea, didn't they, and built it up.
And the Beatles wrote that song, didn't they?
With a boatload of money, isn't it?
They didn't build
the
it.
Beatles wrote the song.
Yeah, they sent the slaves in to do that, I think.
The Beatles wrote the song. You know, so if you're walking along the street with your wife, hold your hand and they'll nick me.
all you got to do is touch somebody's fire by mistake to get arrested.
Fuck that shithole.
Okay, let's get into racism here. Okay.
Next.
Here we go. This is from Dan Muddett.
Oh, that's a good one. That could be made into a mod. If you saw that, that's got to be nearly the right size. Put a button down there. That looks like it comes off, and you could put an
Golden Greek, isn't it?
It's a polyak, isn't it?
Yeah, polyak. Or something with it. You've put a button on that end bit. It's a bit very imeo, isn't it?
It is a little.
Yeah, I got imeo since I saw it. Actually.
It's this is off a local selling page. I think this is a shower bar.
It's a mixer tap, isn't it? Yeah, it's a mixer, isn't it? Or not?
Apparently it's a shower bar. It's a.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I can see it. Yeah, that bit on the left is the bit on the top is the either volume or temperature, isn't it?
Thermostat, yeah.
You can't tell which end is which, but yeah, it's
very good, very good.
Yeah, that's from Dan Muddett. Thank you very much, Dan.
I have a shower every day.
This next one, we've got. I haven't got names for all of these. This is these are valves, obviously, but they look a little bit like they could have some fancy coils in there, and
Chrismon bell caps.
They could well be
tenuous.
Or we've been running this feature for like 6 or 7 weeks. They're going to start getting tenuous, Rich.
This one is tenuous.
Yeah. You know what it is? I don't think this is the only valve-related one either. So you have to bear with us because they're getting that way.
What is it really? What was it really?
Plasma air tanks. This one is from me. I did this one. I was at my mother's the other day, and she had one of those pamphlets, those leaflets, those brochures, those mini catalog-esques that have the slippers that you put both feet in and all that sort of malarkey.
There's some great stuff in those little catalogs. Really weird stuff.
Is anyone else addicted to them? I fucking love them.
I haven't seen one in ages, but I always enjoy a really good shit reading one.
Anybody remember the innovations catalog? A whole fucking 80 pages of shit no one needs. I loved it.
My dad made me buy one out of there.
This was from a I think they're called better buys.
That's it.
Yeah, the better bike. And I was like, oh look, and the thing is, at the time I was actually vaping on the Solo, and I was like, oh, there's a Solo. That's a little Solo. It's not a Solo, obviously. I'm not even entirely sure what that bit is, what goes with the shaver. And the thing, I perused this catalogue, and the thing what got me was these couch savers, which I'd not seen before, was these couch savers, like a thrower,
plastic.
But rather than just being a regular thrower, they had the extra bits on the side for the arms of your couch and your chair. So there were these weird sort of.
Has it got a remote holder and stuff? A remote holder.
Like a remote holster. Love it.
Oh yeah, you're talking if you got one. You've made it if you got one of those.
And here's the thing: they didn't just have a list of them all on one page. You go, oh look, there's green floral and what they were called burgundy. It wasn't burgundy; it was pink. Let's tell you that it was pink. It wasn't burgundy. And then a few more pages in, and there it's available again, but in different colours. And I was like, they're really pushing these weird couch shaver malarkeys. But anyway, I saw that there and I thought, yes, we'll have some of that. That's a try of Batavia, if ever I've seen one. We've got more, haven't we, Rick? That's not all of them, is it?
Yeah, we got more.
Hey!
This is from John Mon, one of our viewers. John Mon.
I've got one of those taps in my kitchen.
Yeah, and this is a slug build with a spaced stainless steel coil on the outside.
That is a bad one. It needs the slug needs to be thicker.
That's got some silicone inside it as well.
Oh, yes, the new tap at work.
Ah.
Yeah, it's broken. It's broken. So that was from one of our viewers, one of our loyal viewers. That was John Martin there. Thank you, John.
No worries. Love the show.
Here we go. This is from Selby. This is from Mark Selby. A couple of massive coils there. And the thing what made us laugh about this was, I mean, I wasn't sure whether it was the element out of a kettle. I thought it was the element, because obviously loads of these things look very similar, these coily type things. But no, these are the springs in the back seat of a Peugeot or something. I was like, oh, yep, that's. We're all going to get that, Mark. Nice one. Yep, thanks very much.
I love that he ripped his car apart just to show us that.
He was dying to get on the show, absolutely dying to get on the show. So thank you for that, Mark. Thank you for that.
Oh.
And here we have a this is from Paula Yankowski. And she's been touring America, and she saw Hipster Rick. Hipster Rick in a bar. He was there.
I was just making a guest appearance over there. I've been on tour last week.
You've done well. You know what I like best about this is not Hipster Rick. It's snacks on cardboard hanging on wall. That's what I like. I like snacks on cardboard. You see snacks on cardboard? I can point it with my mouse, but it'll do nothing. You see there, stripy snacks on. I'm pointing, but it's doing nothing. There, Rick. Yeah, absolutely stripy snacks on cardboard. I do love.
I bet that's something good like pork scratchings or biltong or something like that.
It's going to be something. I mean, they look like either Hipster Rick is a tiny man or they are big snacks. And I'm guessing big snacks, mate. That's what I'm guessing. Yeah. I like it a lot. That's Hipster Rick.
I like it. I like Hipster Rick.
Thank you, Paula. And here we go, another 10. This one, look, I know this one again. It is a little, it's a little really style thing. But look,
but it's like a Kanga Pro Tank Mini, isn't it? It's got a big drip tip out the top there, and it's got the tank going down. And look, there's even a coil in the bottom there.
There's the coils in the bottom. There's coils all over the place. There's a couple sticking out of the drip tip. I'm not sure whether what they are for. A couple sitting at the bottom, a couple sitting at the drip tip. It's got all sorts of tri-butava elements to it. And I was like, no, we'll keep that one. We're having that. That one was from,
Simon Townsend.
Simon Townsend. Yes, thank you, Simon Townsend. Thank you. We like that one. You might have been the other one as well. That was thingy based. What are they even called?
Valves.
Valves, yeah, valves. Them old-fashioned things that before
that ring finger
technology. Yeah, valves. Thank you very much, Simon Townsend. I think we've got one more, Rick.
One more.
And this one.
Oh, look, it's got a little drip tip on it.
Look at that. This is a classic. A classic Tri-Butava. When the Tri-Butava Museum opened.
When did they stop making sherbet fountains out of paper?
Oh, I have no idea. Well, the Valgon, the Valgon. Kit Kats.
Oh, but that used to become like a sticky brown horrible mess.
Across the top where the packaging has gone crazy. It's got that's gone. Kinder Surprises and now it's the two halves of a shell. It's not just wrapped in tinfoil. Kit Kats are the same. It's the kids that can't be trusted. So anyway, I think what here is what a classic Tri-Butava. Like I say, this will go down in the Tri-Butava Museum in Stuttgart when they open that in 2023. And this is a sherbet fountain, not the old school sherbet fountain style, but the new school for the kids so they don't injure themselves. Twist it open, so twist it open on the top there. You can see that there, just like the Aries tank. It's got the instructions on there.
Did everybody else used to do the same thing? You just eat the licorice and then you kind of hold it. Look at this, double
I
out.
hated them. I hated that
Did you
shit.
really? Oh, break it open. Then just and it's that looks bad at it. Yeah, just pour it in your mouth. I nearly did it again, but I'm not going to because someone will cut the clip. I'm not fucking stupid.
No, John, I don't know what you mean. Do the diagram again, not the diagram. The mime. Do the mime again.
No.
No. Oh, I was ready with screenshot there. Okay.
I used to try and do it properly.
Dib all the show out.
Fucking minefield.
It did used to get soggy, the old card, though. It did, didn't it?
It did, and a little bit of paper on the top.
It doesn't taste good, paper.
It's all right. You can eat the paper. I've eaten paper on opal fruits before.
Oh, I always eat the paper on opal fruits. I think it's fiber.
Chocolate. Do you have chocolate fags as well?
Yeah, you used to eat the Rizzlers on those.
Yeah, they were specifically edible, weren't they?
They were Rizzlers. They were just normal Rizzlers.
Oh,
sure.
Shit.
Yeah, we just all ate them because we're really weird.
Just to eat the box they were in.
Okay, and that is the end of try of I will almost definitely get that right one week. Try of Batava.
Excellent.
Thanks very much for watching. That's at the end of the show. Over to you, Rick. I think you might have some awesome mod showcase.
I'm just going to go straight to mod showcase.
No,
we've not got time. I'll save it for next week.
Should we slide a troll in then?
Have you got a sneaky troll?
Yeah, I'll have to work out screen share though.
Right, I'll just eat these crisps while you're doing that.
Can you see it?
Hold on.
Yes.
Put your readers on, John.
Okay, yeah, I can do that.
Okay, so this was a famous Reddit post inquiring about low-fat Pringles. John Martins from the RDLM show found it. Take it away, John.
Okay, I'm gonna have to give you some. It was just going right. Okay, so what this was, so what it was about is that a guy posted a sort of things you learn every day, and the things you learn every day were that Pringles made a fat-free potato chip, and the fat-free element was an added ingredient, which is a fat that humans can't digest, and it caused a slight problem. And I really laughed. Okay. Don't even say a fucking word. I like potato chips. I can eat them, but I can't eat them very much or I'll get fat. I tried out these Pringles fat-free chips because they were super low-cal, barbecue flavor. The fuck? They said they were 70 calories per serving, which meant that the whole can had 490 calories inside total. I could munch through a can a day with my lunch, dinner, etc. So I got several cans and began enjoying one a day for the past 4 days. But what they don't fucking tell you, except on tiny print that you can't read without a fucking electron microscope, is that the primary ingredient is something called olein, which I have since learned is Latin for unwashable and indestructible ass grease. Oh yeah, I'm not even kidding. So today I'm standing in the living room debating whether or not to do the laundry or the dishes, whether or not the laundry or the dishes will come first. I get the urge to fart. I live alone, so sweet. I'll let the honk loose, and it's wrong. Something just sounded wrong. I know my own wind, and I have tried, and I have never farted with a sound that sounded like a fart wrapped in a pillow. Oh yes, something was very wrong. I had just shat myself. Sorry. But this evil olein makes shitting yourself sound almost like a regular fart, and I hadn't been particularly attentive. It could have easily gone unnoticed. I'm telling you, that's how utterly covert and evil this olein stuff is. What the fuck? Just scroll down a second.
Oh.
We're going to go through that art. But yeah, basically, yeah, we're going to go. Can you just scroll down to the next slide?
Oh, hang on.
Go. Okay. Okay, hold. Shit. I think I've gone nuts. Okay, sorry, I'm really shit. You have to go back. Sorry. I just got to the end of the slide. It didn't work. Yeah. So I walked carefully to the bathroom, disrobed, but before I could even sit down on the toilet, I wad up paper and gently wiped from the front. Sure enough, it was light brown. It had the texture of soft spackle. You fucking Pringle bastards. I sat down and pushed a bit. Damn, fuck, I should have used Richard. So I sat down and pushed a bit, and lo and behold, out came a jet that I didn't even feel an urge. For 1 minute earlier, it piled into the bowl like brown mellow fluff. The problem rose when I tried to wipe. I went through the whole fucking roll of toilet paper, and I couldn't get it all off me. So I jumped in the shower. Yep, it's gross. It had to be done. There I stood, water pouring down, cheeks spread, and using my own hand to make certain I'm clean. That was when I discovered that after using my hand to wipe myself, before I soaped the area, my hand came back covered in some sort of transparent grease. It was so fucking foul. The grease made water bead off my hand. It was tacky too and very difficult to manage. So I grabbed a bar of soap and went to work. You fucking Pringle bastards. The bar of soap gave away coated in grease as well and would no longer wash. I had to turn the water on to hot and massage the soap for 5 minutes to get it to the point where I could use it again. It took me an hour to get the fucking grease off my pucker. I shouldn't think what it's doing inside of me right now, but I will damn sure never eat that shit again. Fucking Pringle bastards. This is where the joke about anal leakage came from. Fuck Pringles. It was really bad. Yeah, I really laughed the other day. I was in bed and reading that, and I laughed really loudly. My wife kind of rolled over because she was asleep, and I didn't want to go. I was just laughing at a man who shot himself with Pringles.
That's amazing. It is amazing. Is it real? Is it real?
It is a real thing.
Pringles tried to do a fat-free crisp using grease.
Yeah. And well, they use this fat-free olein, which is in those diet tablets that some idiots take. If you take it, it'll convert the fat that's already in your body into that stuff, and then you could fart and shit yourself. It's a really
not be able to get it off.
It's the same as how you can't. Nobody can digest sweet corn or sesame seeds. Imagine you could take a product that can make you not absorb fat. It's a really dumb idea.
A lot of models eat cotton wool, don't they?
Yeah, and toilet paper from I've heard.
That's not tips for you guys at home. That's just general bants.
General bants.
Have we? Is it that time?
It is.
That's time. Is that time? Ah, it's that time. That time of the week again for Mod Showcase of the Week. All right, shut up. Right, this week, what have we got? I've got 3 mods to show you this week by 2 people you would heard of and 1 you might not have. So, yeah, first up, we've got a mod by the wonderful Aidan Lenane, and he's been at it again and making very beautiful mods. Really and I thought this is very special.
I really
that
like
music playing. That music's not playing, is it? Oh, it's because I've got my headphones in. Let me take it out. There we go. God. Is that better?
That's better. We got it.
Okay, Aidan. Yes, Aidan Lenane, Tippy Mods, made this, and I think it's very nice. And I thought it was definitely worth showing. He's back, seems to be back in full swing again, making some beautiful stuff. Oh, look. Lovely. Really, really nice. Love this.
I really like the white as well. That's such a brilliant white.
It's striking, isn't it?
It's really stupid. I really like that.
Yeah, very, very nice indeed. I'm a fan of this. It's really good. So, yeah, keep it up, Aidan. That's Aidan Lenane, Tippy Mods. Go and look him up if you want something unique all the way from Ireland. Next up, our friend Scott Bonner's been at it again.
Cracking.
And he's got a couple of mods he's made that I've got to show you. And he's even featured my new little buttons on there.
Yeah, really like that.
Yeah, 2 mods that Scott made.
Oh, that's nice.
He sort of did a redesign based on the button, really, didn't he?
He did, yeah. He made a standard box squonker, which he was doing. He wasn't even doing it this simple before, I don't think.
It's a mod maker's dream, isn't it? Because he's got his own wood at his own disposal, hasn't he? So he just he does the whole lot. It's really good. I mean, and he's done wonders with these buttons. I've got these buttons designed with it's just got a 1 millimeter deep recess there, and so you can turn a piece of wood and do what you like with it and glue it in there. And I sent him a few up, and he's made a couple of nice buttons with them. So he's literally used the starboard to do it.
Yes, yeah. I just think these look really very pretty. How can you not like this? You know, look at I love this one especially, actually.
Fantastic.
But good work, Scott. Really nice, lovely.
I really like that wood on that. It's fantastic.
The colours on this wood.
Honest. Love it.
Yeah, really, really special. That is.
The boxes are quite plain, aren't they? They're quite straightforward, but he knocking that wood out of the park. It's unbelievable, the grain on that. And these photos are great. He's got the Midas touch. He really has got the Midas touch.
He really has, yeah. I mean, that's beautiful, isn't it? I mean,
yeah,
fantastic to see Scott selling. Just brilliant.
Yeah, what more would you want than that? You know. So yeah, good work, Scott. Keep that up. That's Turnwood FX. Is he in full production of these things and selling now?
Are they selling?
I don't know what he's doing with those ones, but the TFXS, which I have, he's there. He's got 3 in the works and a couple more as well.
Watch your space then, yeah, and grab one of those.
Just get on his Facebook group, and then you'll be able to have a chance.
Yeah. Next up, we got a mod by somebody called Steve Davidson. He made a mod, and he used old bits of wood that he had laying around, and he produced something quite nice, I think.
Oh yeah,
I like that.
It's honest. He had a bit of
75C.
Yep. He had a bit of oak knocking around, and he bashed it all together and made a nice squonker with a DNA.
I quite like the finish he's done on that. Almost looks like a sketch of wood from a comic book.
It's just honest, isn't it? It's honest. Someone who hasn't got lathes and milling machines. He's put this stuff together. He's glued the box together, and it's honest, decent mod, you know. And I like
as well.
It was for a broken shelving unit or something like that, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And he's recycled. I mean, that's even better for me. You know, he's something which had from then on no use, and he's taken it and he's making. And I think he's really kind of captured that. It's not quite, and I don't mean this in a detrimental way. It's not quite professional, but it's not quite homemade either. He's kind of bridging a gap between.
Yeah.
Just reminds me of days gone by in modding that I almost miss. That it's very easy for modders to make stunning mods now. This is, you know, in a few years ago, people were making more of these sorts of things with what they had. And I miss those days, to be honest. Even though I've helped get rid of them.
If you'd have made that like 18 months ago, you'd be turning heads.
Yeah.
It's great and it's lovely. But he's made a mod. He'll use it. It'll last forever. So yeah, good work. Really like it. Yeah, it's honest. I like honest mods like that.
Yeah, I think Matt English just got it absolutely described perfectly, which is arts and crafts style, that is absolutely what that is.
It is. I mean, it shows it with some very basic tools and a bit of determination. Anybody can get a bit of wood, cut it into bits, and make a mod. You know, and that's what we all used to do. You know, so I like it. It takes me back.
Yeah, nice.
Did you get that Doctor Who one?
Sorry?
See that Doctor Who mod?
I don't know.
The TARDIS.
Is there another one? I haven't got it in the pile.
Next week we'll show the Doctor Who mod from our group.
Yes, we will. Yes. But that's Steve Davidson. Good work, mate. Keep it up. And that is the end of Mod Showcase. If you enjoyed that, go and join the group. There's a Mod Showcase group on facebook.com.
www.facebook.com.
Yeah, and do a search for Mod Showcases, and there it is.
Do a search on Google, www.google.com, put in Facebook.
.co.uk as well, Google.
And before I run off, I didn't get to do my bit. I've got a tiny, not a bit of news, but a suggestion. I want to give a big shout out to Mooch, and tell everybody he's got a channel now. He's got a channel on YouTube. Go and subscribe to it. It's called Minding Your Mars, and he goes through in depth all the different topics of what batteries. He's just done one on marrying batteries, all the different topics, what batteries are best for mechs, and he runs through it very thoroughly.
We did do it when we first started the other week, but I think we also commented. I think it might have been your week off actually, Rick. I think we also commented the first show he ever did was.
Yes. We'd have to get him on again soon as well, and
and we really adore him.
But no, go and sub to him, because it's probably the most useful information as a vapor you'll get out of any YouTube channel. Yeah. Batteries are everything. If you don't know about batteries, you should. So, yeah, go and sub up. Mind Your Mars, it's called. That's it.
Cool. Oh, and I'll just say Steve's in chat. Actually, it's Steve who was just in the mod showcase. Cos Steve is in chat, and wicked little mod man. Really, really cool.
Very cool. Well done, mate. Right, well, I think that's it. Is it, fellas?
It is.
I think so.
Oh, are we doing that raffle next week, John?
I'm going to put it. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it. We've got our own PayPal account for the Ideal Home Show. We're going to clear it down so it's ready to go tomorrow. It's going to be the same price as I always do raffle, so it's going to be £5 a ticket. We're going to split it between two charities. One of them is going to be an animal welfare charity in Philadelphia in the good old US of A, because the star prize is coming from Philly. So I only feel it's correct to do that. And the second one's going to be a homegrown charity. It's not going to be one of the big ones. It's going to be something local and something that hopefully we can make a difference with. I haven't even picked that one yet, but I'm going to. And I will put a post up tomorrow, and I'll put a thread up tomorrow, and you can buy tickets, stick up a screenshot, same way it's always going to work. And if I can organise it, which I reckon I can, I'll call it live on the show next week.
Cool. So stay tuned to the Facebook group.
Yes.
Hit like, subscribe, go to Facebook, join, blah, blah, blah. That's what you meant to say, innit, when you're a professional YouTuber.
Yeah. No, don't forget to hit that like button, guys.
Hit that like.
little tap on that like button.
Right. This
has been
This has been the Ideal Show. We will see you next Thursday.
Yes.
Tap that like button.
Thanks for watching. We will catch you next Thursday. Bye-bye.
Hit that like.
Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.